You're listening to I Love This TV Show, The Golden Girls.
Hi, and welcome to the I Love This TV Show podcast. I'm your host, Noelle from pastasworld.com. Each season of this podcast will contain a TV show in full. This means the length of the season depends on the length of the TV show. The first season is, of course, The Golden Girls. The Golden Girls, Season 2, Episode 12, The Sisters. Dorothy arrives home to find Sophia sitting on the couch in the dark. But Dorothy heads to the kitchen instead of asking her why she is sitting in the dark. Dorothy responds that her birthday is coming and it makes her depressed. Sophia says no, it's because Dorothy gives her such lousy presents. Dorothy tells her she's going to love her present. Dorothy then goes in the kitchen to find Blanche and Rose. The three begin discussing Sophia's present. Blanche knows what it is, but Rose does not. Dorothy points out that Rose can't keep a secret. Dorothy. Rose, Rose, Rose. How do I say this diplomatically? Blanche. You're a blabbermouth, Rose. Dorothy. You're a blabbermouth, Rose. Rose then admits she slipped and told someone that Dorothy had her ears pinned back in college. Blanche finds it hilarious, as this is another secret that Rose wasn't supposed to divulge. So Rose tells Dorothy she will prove she can keep a secret. Tell her what the secret is, and if she tells, then Dorothy gets something of hers, her prized possession. But Dorothy tells her no, she has no interest in her prized possession. She's going to tell her anyway because she needs her help. First, she pushes the kitchen door to get Sophia away from the door. Then whispers to them both that she is bringing Sophia's sister Angela over from Sicily. But Rose doesn't realize Angela is the surprise. Dorothy tries to control her temper, while Blanche tells Rose that Angela is the surprise. She needs them to keep Sophia occupied while she brings Angela over from the airport. Sophia sneaks into the kitchen again. Dorothy. Ma, why can't you relax and enjoy your surprise? Sophia. Because the last surprise I got was when I walked in on your cousin Vito parading around in my girdle. Blanche tells her she will love this surprise. Sophia asks if the blabbermouth knows too. Rose happily says maybe. Sophia now decides to work on Rose to find out what her surprise is. It's now the day of the party. Blanche is putting up decorations. Blanche gets upset that Rose has not left with Sophia yet. Dorothy and Angela will be arriving any minute. Sophia tells them her heart is a ticking time bomb unless Rose knows of any surprises. Blanche balls her up for trying to trick Rose. Sophia finally concedes and decides to go. Then Sophia sits at the table. She then tries a psychological trick on Rose. She sags into presence. Dorothy returns and Sophia finally leaves with Rose. However, when Dorothy goes to get Angela from the car, Angela is at the door already. Blanche offers to bring in her luggage. But Angela informs Blanche she doesn't travel with luggage ever since she found a dead man in her luggage. She then tells them the story of Pee-wee. Dorothy accuses her of making it up. Angela. Hey, I'm 80. As long as I keep talking, I know my heart is still beating. As they all head into the kitchen, Sophia makes her way back into the house. Dorothy blocks the kitchen with her body, and so of course Sophia heads straight there and tries to get in. But Dorothy grabs her and holds her. Rose comes running in after her and explains what happened. She gets taken back out to the car again. Moments later, Blanche and Angela come back out of the kitchen. Angela heads off for a nap. The party is now in full swing. Rose brings out the cake, but Sophia keeps insisting she wants her present. Rose tells her she has to eat the cake first, and finally Dorothy gives in. Dorothy. Oh, all right, Ma. You'll get your present right now. I give up. You win. You always win. Sophia. I know. Me and Mighty Mouse. Sophia announces that she's about to get her big birthday surprise. Dorothy then makes a short speech. Then Blanche comes out of the kitchen with Angela. Sophia. Happy birthday? You called this old bag a present? Angela. You brought me all the way from Sicily to be insulted? Sophia, I hate that woman. Angela, I hate her double. And they both storm out of the living room. Later, Dorothy goes in the kitchen. Angela and Sophia won't talk to each other or to Dorothy. Blanche then tells a story. Dorothy gets cranky at her. Rose thinks that getting them to talk will help them figure out the problem. Dorothy tries to talk to Angela. She refuses to talk to her about what is going on. Dorothy continues to press her. She tells her about a Christmas party. According to her, Sophia kissed her husband under the mistletoe. They haven't spoken since the fight. Dorothy begs her to try and work it out with her sister. Angela finally agrees. Meanwhile, Rose and Blanche are trying to get through to Sophia. Rose starts to tell a St. Olaf story, and Sophia agrees to tell them what happened to avoid this. She talks about the same Christmas party. The neighborhood heartthrob is there. She goes upstairs to get a bromo seltzer, and the heartthrob grabs her while she is up there. He tries to kiss her. She goes to the kitchen and tells Angela. Minutes later, everyone at the party knows what happened. She hasn't talked to her sister since then. Dorothy enters the room with Sophia. The two get pushed together. They start to talk, but it gets a little testy. Sophia, if you didn't come in here to apologize, why don't you leave? Angela, why should I apologize? Sophia, I'll tell you why. Because you're nothing but a backstabbing Judas in sensible shoes. Angela, oh yeah? Well, you know what you are? You're a 2 lira tramp with cheap bridge work. Sophia, may you put your dentures in upside down and chew your head off. Angela, may your legs grow old and gnarled and withered like an olive branch. You should be so lucky. Sophia, may your moles grow hair thicker than Jerry Vale's. Angela, may your marinara sauce never cling to your pasta. Sophia is horrified and shocked. That's the last straw as Angela exits the room and Sophia chases after. The next day, Angela is heading home. Dorothy tries to get her to stay, but Angela, thank you, Dorothy. I'd like to stay, but I hate your mother. Angela says goodbye to the girls. Dorothy asks them to at least say goodbye to each other like civilized people. Dorothy then gets mad and gives them a speech. She talks about what Angela said happened at the party. She also points out that it could be the last time they ever see each other. Sophia catches that and asks which party. Angela gives some additional details. Sophia says she never kissed Carmine. Angela says she was wearing a dress and a fringed shawl. Sophia says she lent that shawl to someone else. It was actually Maria who kissed Carmine. Sophia tells her that she's still mad at her for telling everyone at the party that Salvador de Milo, the heartthrob, tried to kiss her. Angela tells her they were not alone in the kitchen. Vinny was drunk under the table. He even threw up on her shoe. The two make up and hug. Dorothy is ticked off, while Rose and Blanche think it's sweet. I'll be right back after a short break. Favorite quotes. Dorothy, Ma, if you want better presents, adopt Monty Hall. Dorothy, I'm flying Ma's sister Angela in from Sicily. Rose, and she's bringing the surprise? Blanche, Rose, she is the surprise. Dorothy, Ma, get away from the back door. Angela, I never travel with luggage ever since I found a dead man in my suitcase. Dorothy, Aunt Angela, you made that up. Angela, hey, I'm 80. As long as I'm talking, I know my heart is still beating. Angela, Blanche could be a double for your cousin Abelonia. She was a beautiful woman, except for that huge donkey butt. Sophia, happy birthday? You call this old bag a present? Angela, you brought me all the way from Sicily to be insulted? Dorothy, remember, we are dealing with two old women who think boils on a man is a sign of virility. I mean, logic doesn't exactly apply here. Dorothy, do it for your favorite niece. Angela, what's your cousin Graziella got to do with this? Sophia, You're nothing but a backstabbing Judas in sensible shoes. Angela. Oh yeah? Well, you know what you are? A 2 lira tramp with cheap bridge work. Sophia. May you put your dentures in upside down and chew your head off. Angela. May your legs grow old and withered and gnarled like an olive branch. You should be so lucky. Sophia. May your moles grow hair thicker than Jerry Vale's. Angela. May your marinara sauce never cling to your pasta. Dorothy. Aunt Angela, you don't have to go. Angela. Thank you, Dorothy, but I hate your mother. Sophia's birthday and Sophia's birthday surprise. Her sister Angela, who she hasn't seen in approximately 30 years because that's how long ago they had a fight, and they haven't spoken since. Clearly, at this party where they had the fight, both of them were drinking because neither one's memory is clear and they remember different aspects. But it makes sense they remember different aspects because they were not in the same place at the same time for the whole party. And apparently that manicotti was so heavy they could anchor a boat with it. But yeah, it was quite interesting to see the level of anger and hatred over it. Angela was angry because she thought Sophia kissed her husband Carmine, but the catch is that she and Carmine weren't even married as of yet at that party. The marriage came later. How much later, I'm not sure of, but she only had a like, so it does show a lot of sisterly jealousy. And with Sophia, she thought that something she had told her sister in secret that was supposed to be a secret, well, that she was betrayed because she thought her sister told everyone. It is quite interesting how our memories become selective, and we only choose to remember the part of a story, in most cases, that puts us in the best light. And that's always kind of interesting because I think that happens constantly throughout time, throughout history. We don't want to see the worst in ourselves, so we only remember the parts that make us look good. And probably not the best way to look at it, but at the same time, maybe we'd have a lot less friends and family members that we even spent time with if we remembered everything crystal clear. Now, at the beginning of this episode, Sophia is just so funny. Trying to listen into the conversation and find out what her surprise is. She's just a good little snoop. I mean, Dorothy is familiar with her tactics and she stopped her each single time. First the kitchen door, then the back door. Then when they actually arrived, blocking the kitchen door and catching her. And the timing was just so close from that point on. Oh, but yeah, Sophia specifically targeting Rose because she perceives Rose as the weak one, the easy to attack one. But being a simpleton does not mean you are stupid. It just makes you a little more naive, I think. Because Rose proves time and time again throughout this show that she's actually a lot smarter than people give her credit for. And she saves the day many a time too, just like the rest. But my gosh, Sophia is just so funny. All of the trickery she pulls on Rose, it shows that even though we know that because at the beginning before the show starts, Sophia had a stroke, but it is demonstrative of how well she recovered. That she can still think in ways well enough and in many ways, and she can come up with this plan and that plan in all these different ways to try to trick Rose. Admittedly, it is not the hardest track or the hardest nut to crack, but at the same time, the fact that she has to come up with all these plans because Rose keeps foiling her, sometimes of her own brain power, but sometimes with the help of Blanche or of Dorothy. But she does, time and time again, and she holds the secret. She does not crack. And I'm quite proud of Rose by the end of this because she proves she can keep a secret and she can be trusted. Because many people associate, oh, you blabbed my secret, I can't trust you anymore. That's what you hear time and time and time again. But sometimes the secret can't be kept. Or sometimes it's only a limited time secret. Like this surprise where eventually it's going to actually be revealed. And so there's many different types of secrets. But the fight that Sophia and Angela had really wasn't about a secret. It was mostly about jealousy. Because of the fact that the two were sisters, they were competitive with each other. And one thought one betrayed. I mean, they both thought they betrayed each other because Angela thought Sophia kissing Carmine was a betrayal, and Sophia thought that Angela telling everyone at the party that Salvador tried to kiss her also a betrayal. However, it was not Sophia that did the kissing of Carmine, and it was not Angela who did the laughing at the party. So both of their betrayals were eradicated, and finally, after 30-ish years of a feud, the peace ensued, and the sisters actually got along. And now in the future, it doesn't work as well because we do have Aunt Angela in a few more episodes in the future where they do go back to fighting. But we do get to see Angela and Sophia at peace with each other for a short time at least, which is quite nice.
Thanks for tuning in to the I Love This TV Show podcast. If you would like to make a donation in support of this podcast, you can through Cash App to Pasta26MC. That's pasta like the food, the number 2, the number 6, M as in monkey, C as in cat. If you would like to sponsor this podcast or advertise on it, please send an email to podcast@pastasworld.com. As always, you can go to pastasworld.com for more information.